I think when you're growing a team, you have to treat it almost like a marriage, where you're working together towards a common goal and you're helping each other.
I think people need to know, what do they want at the end of the day, or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what do they want from their business?
It is so limited if it's just me. When it's a team, when it's a family, if one person is sick or one person is down, there's another person that can help prop them up, or they can fill in.
With the team that you've built, and that's something that I've admired over the years, and seeing your guys' journey, seeing how you do have this community that you're surrounded with of creatives and your team. For people that want to build something like what you have, the way that I see it, and it probably comes across on social media and whatever, maybe a little bit more sweet than it really is, maybe not, but it just seems like this beautiful community, this family that loves each other, that is doing really cool creative work. How do you recommend for somebody that says like, yeah, I want to do more than just like, have a shooter editor that works for me, a project manager, and and we're just making stuff, and cool, I can go home to my family and do my thing here. But how does one make something that maybe is a little more, that there is some overlay in work life, and you're kind of like on this mission together?
Yeah, I think once I started having kids, I have 4 kids. Britton has 4 kids. Aaron has 4 kids. There's a lot of children between us. If for us to do the really cool jobs meant we had to be traveling to Europe and we're going to be on this shoot for 2 months or what, it's like, I'd rather just not do it, and I think there was a point where I set out some boundaries to where I didn't want people working every single weekend, like maybe like 2 weekends a month, or maybe they travel a handful of days in a month. But if they have a big travel shoot and then we have another travel shoot, like I'm going to have a different set of people on that. So that's part of the boundary, and being able to say no to some opportunities is hard, but I think for the betterment of everyone to not be burnt out, I think it's really important to know that. And I think too, as far as the team goes, from the very beginning, I wanted the company to be like a production company that's more of like a platform for creatives where they could do challenging work and they could really grow in their craft. And it was really less about me. I personally enjoy watching someone step into something that's a little uncomfortable that maybe they've never done before. And with a team of support, but watch them succeed at it. It thrills me. To see someone direct a commercial job for the first time when I know that they could do it, but they've never done it. And we're there, helping them, but they do it and it's a success. And all of a sudden it's like, you can direct projects, and for me, it's really been about respecting everyone's craft individually and being able to delegate important things to them. Obviously, when they're ready, let them own it. I'm not going to be the gatekeeper with the client where it's like, I have these minions doing my work and then they give it to me and then I give it to the client and I'm the go-between. No, like this person's directing this project. You talk to the client. You have that meeting. You walk through what the plan is going to be next week when we're on that shoot. I think in my early days, I was really nervous about letting other people step in because I felt like it was mine. It has to be me. It has to be my instinct. It has to be who I am. And I think letting people rise to the occasion and giving a little bit of pressure to where if it fails, the client is going to look at them. They're not going to look at me. I'd say 100 times out of 100, everyone has stepped up to the occasion and they own it. And, we celebrate that. And so I think the people that work here, yes, they do technically work for me, but I would say in the day-to-day, like I feel like I work for them. Like the culture is really like about empowering them to do the work that they want to do, helping them with the resources to do that work. And basically, how can I help? It's kind of a running joke around here that when we're busy and we have 3 really cool projects and we have this really easy, like bottom of the totem pole project, the bottom one is usually one that I'll do because I'm like, I'll do that one. Like y'all do those cool ones. We had an NFL doc that we got called to do production on. And one of my guys, he's really into football. He loves doing sports stuff. And he was new-ish, but he was really talented DP. Instead of me being like, oh, it's NFL doc, like I'm going to jump on that, I was like, hey, you do that one. I think when you're growing a team, you have to treat it almost like a marriage, where you're working together towards a common goal and you're helping each other, and it's a give and take. And not everything is great and smooth all the time. But I think if everyone understands that there's a level of respect that I have for them and the work that they're doing, and beyond that, like the collaboration, our work looks good a lot of times because I didn't touch it. Our work looks good because I had, an amazing DP and Aaron directed it. And Tina was helping with a lot of the producing details, and it came together. And maybe I was doing this little easy shoot over here on the side, and I come back and it's like, man, guys, great work. That's been the fun part for me, because early on it was all about me, and I was a one-man band, and I could kind of do everything, and I was good, and I can still, I still have my chops, but growing the team has been eye-opening to me to see like the equality that we can produce when we like work together.
Yeah, dude, it's a testament to the kind of person you are. I think that for a lot of people, this is a creative business. So there's this feeling, we all start on our own, and we figure out how to be, or we are already creative, and then people are hiring us because of what we're able to bring to the table. So then we start really believing that people are hiring us because of only our creative, when really a lot of times it's like, no, they need something. They're, the video that they need has to solve a problem, whether it's, a wedding film or it's a piece to get, a ton more sales for their business. And creativity definitely can help propel that. But for us to believe that we're the only, we're the we're the one, it's like, okay, well, I mean, maybe, but probably not. And they probably like the idea of you knowing that you're connected to Film Lab, right? That there's this trust that they have in you and what you've built, not necessarily knowing or caring that you're in charge of the creative at all. I remember we were on this one of our first commercial shoots, and I was slowly trying to transition out of running a camera or even producing. And I just remember showing up on set and people were doing the things. And I was like, I kept looking at the client, waiting for them to be like, well, when are you going to grab the camera, Ryan? And like, do the thing that Tell Studios does. And they never did. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's the team, it's the studio, they're just trusting that, and they, they're hugging me, high-fiving me, and they're like, man, your team's awesome, blah, blah, blah. They're trusting that we have this process. And if that means that Ryan's just the guy that comes in, gives high fives and, buys lunch, and then he's like peacing out, but we get our sweet video at the end of the day, that's what they do. Okay, cool. I think people need to know, what do they want at the end of the day, or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what do they want from their business? And if they want to be the main shooter, or they want to be the main editor, or the creative director, or the director, if that's what they want, then it's going to be hard to hand that off to somebody. It's never going to be up to where you want it. But if ultimately at the end of the day you don't want to be the person in charge of doing that thing, then exactly like what you're saying, like you've got to empower other people and let them fail and teach them along the way and give them more opportunities and learn how you can set them up for better success the next shoot. If you're not doing that part, it's just going to be a longer, more frustrating journey where you're just going to take back what you delegated or what you kind of delegate. You're just going to take it back. It's going to be easier for you to finish it. And then if your dream was to not be doing that 10 years from now, but that's your habit, and that's kind of like where you're living, you're going to be that person doing that job 10 years from now.
Yeah, and I think it's very hard to grow, when you're the guy who's got to do it. I mean, there's been a few days where we've had 3 major shoots going on the same day, and we were able to divide and conquer. That one shoot day was more than months of income when I was on my own doing one-man band stuff. And I met a guy a long time ago who was a little bit older, and I was always interested in getting wisdom from people who have been in the creative world for a long time. And he had a business that was very successful when I was getting started. I watched his business go less and less and less kind of as he got older, but he was always telling me I would want to hang out with him. He's like, man, I'm so busy. I'm so backlogged with stuff. I just can't. He's like, I've been working super late. I'm working basically 7 days a week trying to keep the stuff. And then he got burnt out, and then he started changing like what he offered, because the thing that he did offer was very handcrafted. and people pay a lot of money for that, but it took a long time. And so he was like, I'm
Yeah.
tired of doing that. I kind of want to just do the like whatever everyone else is doing. And less people started going to him. And I just remember walking away for that conversation, realizing like it is so limited if it's just me. When it's a team, when it's a family, if one person is sick or one person is down, there's another person that can help prop them up, or they can fill in. Same with me. And so I think like that diversity of people on a team creates a lot of opportunities, financial opportunities, but it also creates like an opportunities to not burn out. To me, that's what it's all about. It's all about kind of caring for each other and respecting each other and helping.
Yeah, that's amazing. What an incredible culture.